let's get into some quick hits, shall we? Now, we have a Joe Biden sighting. Me personally, I can care less, but here's what's going on. Former President Joe Biden say he was disappointed but wasn't surprised by Kamala Harris' loss in the presidential election, suggests sexism and racism played a role. Joe, there's a lot of things that played in this role. Now you say sexism, that might be the case. That might be. You can say racism. Hard to prove racism if the 44th president of the United States is black. Really gonna be hard to prove racism. I'm letting you know that right now. Especially since the country voted for a man whose vice president was black. So, hard to really prove racism there. Now, as far as sexism goes, Hillary might not have been a good enough candidate. Kamala Harris, for damn sure, was not a ideal person that you want in the office. Now, am I a expert on the politics? No. Have I seen any women in Congress that I think will get America's vote? No, I don't. You can go to AOC. You can go to the squad AOC, being one of them. You can go to this new chick. I don't know her name. I forgot her name. Something Jackson or whatever. The one that's a little bit extra. Yeah, she's not gonna be. I don't see her being anybody's president anytime soon. And right now, honestly, I don't see a lot of women candidates because there's no one that's sticking out who is a career politician. Now, outside of politics, like Donald Trump is outside of politics. And there's one more other president that's outside of politics too, technically. I really don't know. Actually, I do. That's a lie. As far as Main Street goes, I can see no. Here's why it's never going to be Michelle Obama. Because it's your ties to your husband. You emasculated your husband, and here's what I mean by that. No, I don't think. Well, first and foremost, she even said that she's not going to do it. She's on record during Biden's DNC that she is not interested in politics. She will never run for politics. So, if she ever does that, no, then now you just came out the gate a liar, honestly. And barring outside of extreme circumstances that will warrant a change of mind. Now, here's why Michelle is never going to run. We don't respect her husband. Yes, I said it. Ladies and gentlemen, people do not respect Barack Obama. Put the politics to the side, because that's politics. We get that. I'm talking to, just follow me. Obama, Barack Obama. You shame black men for not, or try to shame black men to go out and vote. To not only vote, to vote for Kamala Harris. You shame black men, or try to guilt black men to go vote for Kamala Harris. They did at a 78% clip. When Kamala Harris lost, who did they blame? Black men. Not only did they blame black man, Mr. Black Man, when you had to go to the inauguration, where was your lady at? Oh, she said she's not going. She said she didn't want to go. to Barack Obama, hear me. If your wife don't want to listen to you, why should I? Let me say that again. If your wife does not want to listen to you, why should I? Now, what does this have to do with Michelle Obama? Why would I want to vote somebody in that disrespects her husband? The answer is no. Michelle Obama would never run for politics because she said it, first and foremost. But secondly, you disrespect the person. You disrespect Barack. You disrespect your husband. If there's certain jobs and duties you just have to do, whether you're a man or a woman. Being the first lady is one of them. And you're not a first lady just for 8 years. You're a first lady after that. If you knew all this came with it and you didn't want to do the job, you should have just told the man no, which he did. He did it anyway. Then the decision was up to you just to leave, honestly. But you didn't. You stayed. And now, for the most part, at least black men, or men in general, we lost a lot of respect for Barack Obama. It's going to take a lot of time to get it back. So, Michelle, no, never. Now, as far as ladies go, as far as career politicians, I don't know any woman that sticks out in recent memories that I would say I would go for. Outside of politician, obviously you got your Candace Owens, but I don't think she'll ever do anything like that. That's the only one I can think of. Do y'all know any conservatives or liberals who can do it and might actually have a chance of winning? That's the only one I can think of, honestly. But any other politicians I've seen up to now, no, absolutely. So, but back to this. Joe said racism, sexism, and she said if he would have ran, he would have won. No, you would have got demolished. I ain't never seen a TKO so smooth in my fucking life. Joe Biden would have got demolished. So we're not even gonna play that game. Yes, she lost. She was going to lose. And the duties that she had as the vice president, she failed at that. So why the hell are you going to give this woman the keys to the country? Stop it. Next topic. What else do we got? I know they got a new pope. I know that for a fact, but I don't care to talk about that. Let's see, what else do I talk about? Hold on, what is this? UMG reportedly moves to dismiss Drake's defamation lawsuit over Kendrick Lamar's track. Okay, this is interesting. According to reports, Universal Music Group has filed a motion to dismiss Drake's defamation lawsuit over Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. The label argues the lawsuit is flawed, noting that the lyrics in question were not performed by Kendrick during the Super Bowl, but rather chanted by the crowd. It's telling the truth. UMG also referenced Drake's past support for not using rap lyrics as legal evidence. Suggesting his current lawsuit contradicts that stance. They claim the lyrics are artistic expression, not factual statements, and are asking for the court to dismiss the case. He's right. They never said the word. What we got, D? They're never voting for Candace. Probably not, given what's going on, because he's been speaking out against Trump. But we'll see. Yeah. Here's the thing with this UMG thing. At the Super Bowl, I watched it. I was dancing in the middle of the streets. The crowd did not. Okay, so let me take Kendrick. Kendrick did not say pedophile. He did not say it. The crowd, Kendrick didn't even say A minor. That was the crowd. Matter of fact, to replace the word pedophile, instead of saying the word, they actually yelled and screamed, because that's what I will imagine what a kid would do once one approaches them. So he played that strategically at the Super Bowl. And also, but let's go further back. The lyrics, if you guys really listen, I'm talking to the Drake fans. Yes, he name dropped Drake in there. I heard you like him young. Yes, we heard that part. How old is I left my watch upstairs. How old is Drake? Huh? How old is Drake? Okay, he's 38 years old. So, what's young, ladies and gentlemen? 18 is a legal teenager. 19 is a legal teenager. That's young. Those are adults, but teenagers. Very young. Still legal, but young. Disgustingly young. Then you got your 20. You're not even old enough. You're still not old enough to drink. That's a big no-no. 21, you can smoke, you can drink. Still young. Like, ladies and gentlemen, for me, because I'm 37. Excuse me. I'm 37. Albeit that my parents are 9 years apart, so what's the math on that? 28 would technically be my youngest that I would go. I don't think I'm going to talk to anybody that's under the age of 30. I'm just being so honest. I don't see myself talking to anybody, dealing with anybody in their 20s, and I'm not focusing on exceptions. Let's not do that. I know someone's going to be in a conversation like, there's some mature people that's in their 20s. Thank you for pointing out the exception to the rule. I would know so because growing up, I was the exception to the rule. I've always been mature for my age when it came to older people growing up. So trust me, I know. But I was also smart enough to know that I was the exception, not the norm. So we're not going to introduce that here in the conversation. So let's say if Drake has the same standards as I, 9 years apart. That means the youngest he should date is 31. That's probably the youngest he go. Anything under that is like still legal, but nah. Very legal, but no. No. Can't do that. We can't promote that. So when he say you like him young, a half-witted lawyer can say, how young is young? Your Honor, between the age of 18 and between the age of 30 is in a range of young. My guys in the building, what's good, I mean, how you feeling? So between the age of 18, between the age of 30, that's where young is. Because if Kendrick was, Kendrick's lawyer could tell Drake's team is this. UMG, sorry. You're going to have to prove that Kendrick was talking about underage women. He can't substantiate that, can he? Now, we got that part out the way. Let's get to the pedophile part. Homeboy, why is he around? Y'all do know, allegedly, I'll say alleged, although I think it's been proven at this point, there is somebody in Drake's camp that is on papers for doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing, which warrant that word pedophile. So he could have been taking a shot at somebody on Drake's team, not Drake. See, what UMG had to do is prove that there's somebody on his team that is actually on papers for that. And once they prove that, the case is over. Done, finito. Now, some people say, if it's that easy, how come UMG is not going to go down that road? it's been in their mind to go down that road. The question is, while walking this landfill, will we be stepping on any other mine that's going to set something else off that can hurt us down the road, or something else we decided, given if they got skeletons in the closet? So, since this is technically a $250 million lawsuit, the last time I checked, but then again, this is pertaining to the Super Bowl, that's a separate lawsuit in general. With all this money that's on the line, they want to make sure they are very, very, very careful. That's what UMG is. That's what UMG is doing right now. So I get it. I think they just need to hurry this up because it's taking too long. Honestly, this should have been over. And lastly, the game. I actually want to report on this one. The game reportedly loses Casablanca home over a $7 million judgment. According to reports, the game is being forced to sell his Casablanca home to help pay a $7.1 million judgment awarded to Priscilla Rainey in 2018 court documents revealed. Now, here's the thing that I'm getting for that. And Bolo, man, I'm glad you're here because I might need you for this topic, brother. I will be dropping the link real soon. I'll be rolling. Peace and blessings. Only if you can come up. If you can, I totally understand. See, when it comes to the game, he has said this on the Breakfast Club. You can sue him for anything. He's just not going to pay. And it is what it is. Get on the basketball court, swing on me, fight. You can sue me and you can win. I'm still not going to pay. I have always heard gangs say that. Sue him all you want. He will never pay. This is interesting because now with somebody who's smart enough and with the right lawyers, the right fees, now you're going to make him pay what he's owed. So that will open the door to say, can you go back and pay me for the money that you owe from previous loss? Now that he is going to be forced to sell his $7.1 million home, or sell his home to pay off a $7.1 million judgment, now the question is, here comes the people out the woodwork. Can we sue? Can we also make him sell this? Can we also make him sell that to pay out his judgments? See, this is what happens when you recklessly get yourself into situations you have no business being in, and now you got to financially pay for it. So let this be a lesson to all of you. Gang, he'll figure that out. He got money. Let this be a lesson to all y'all. Be careful how you move because it can legally be held against you, and don't think you can just duck and dodge and recklessly think, oh, OMG, I ain't got to pay shit. All right. Close the game. Now he got owe somebody $7.1 million. Y'all better move safely out here. Be strategic, or else you're going to end up like the game. And I ain't going to feel sorry for you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Quick Hits.